Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna and this morning we're visiting with Kristin Hildabrand, Warren County Extension Agent for Horticulture, and we get calls, I know you get calls a lot about poison ivy.
Yes, poison ivy is not just one that you find in a tree. It can actually be one that grows like along the road. It also can grow in like different landscape areas, garden beds, things of that nature. So you really have to be careful and kind of know what to look for. So we first wanted to address, how to identify poison ivy. So I'm sure a lot of our, viewers have heard leaves of 3, let it be. And that's like the big indicator of knowing how to identify poison ivy. But poison ivy is a compound leaf, and it also has 3 leaflets to it. Generally, the 2 that right across from each other are real close together. There's a little bit of a stem for the one that's long. But the 3 leaves, they can be kind of scalloped edge. One, sometimes it can be smooth depending on where it is, like if it's juvenile or kind of in the middle to fully mature. So they can get really, really, all across the board. It can be at different stages. But the big thing, obviously, with poison ivy is the uretiol that's in it. It's an oil that's in all parts of the plant. It can be in the roots, it's in the leaves, it's in the stems. And so anytime that you brush up against it or you're handling it, because again, it can be real close to our garden areas, then you're going to probably break out in a rash. Sometimes other people are more sensitive to the allergy than others. So, it really just depends on, the person and kind of their allergic reaction to it. So you do need to, try to take care of it as quickly as possible. And that's why we're talking about it now, to help you identify it a little bit better. But generally, it's going to have a little bit of red right along the stem area. That's another indicator of it. But, poison ivy is pretty in the fall. It's got a really pretty red color to it. The berries will actually be white, and a lot of the birds and I think other animals will actually ingest it, and then that's how it's spread, is through seed. So it's not just commonly found in trees. It can really happen anywhere, so just be really, really cautious. Definitely you want to clothe up, make sure you wear like a long shirt like this, long pants, make sure you've got closed-toed boots, things of that nature, and basically you want to have your hands covered. Obviously, I've read some other articles that they say not just wearing gloves, but they put some plastic gloves over top of it, because it can go into your clothing as well. So you just need, and it can last for years that way, so that's another way that you can remove it. But you can basically cut it by using some equipment like that, cut it at the base, and they said over time by mowing it or cutting it and things like that, that'll help kind of keep it a little bit better. If it's growing up in a tree, it'll probably give you a little bit more challenges that way. There are some chemicals that are on, or pesticides that are out on the market to help you control it. I know tricloperyl's one, it's called like a brush be gone, that's like the brand name for it, that helps with poison ivy control. You can also use glyphosate. Again, you have to read those labels really closely in order to know how to apply it correctly, because those, if you have anything desirable plant species wise around it, it can cause, some of that to not be as desirable to those plants.
Absolutely, but it's probably better to go ahead and control those, especially if you have high sensitivity to it, because it does grow quickly.
It does. It can grow, and like I said, I have some even in our landscape that was growing up in a tree, and I have a little girl, so you have to be really careful to kind of teach them not to touch it and things of that nature. And even if you have pets, they can also rub against it as well, and then it gets on their fur, and then it comes in because you're just petting the dog. So just be very, very cautious about it. And again, there's some lookalikes. We have Virginia creeper that is commonly mistaken for poison ivy. It actually has a compound leaf but 5 leaflets, and it also likes to climb like poison ivy. But just look for that leaves of 3 and definitely let it be.
Now, Kristin, if people they think they might have it, can they send photos into the extension office to get it positively ID'd?
Yes, you can contact us here if you're in the Warren County community, and we can certainly get it identified for you.
All right, Kristin, we'll certainly appreciate the information and hopefully keep you safe and away from poison ivy this summer. But if you have questions, make sure to contact your local extension office. Thanks for watching and have a great day.